Okay, so we're up on Salt Flats. That's SFL VOR. We're crossing that.
Established cruise at 15,500 feet. You have passed the SFL VOR and left the flat ranch lands of far west Texas. You are now heading deeper into the oil country of the Permian Basin, flying toward the HOBAN waypoint, a ghost town named after a traveling priest. Isolation is the theme.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn this off now. That's that one. Now you see how it's kind of getting into it, past that up. It's pumping 60 gallons per hour, and or faster. That seems kind of slow. Yeah. So anyway, it was kind of getting ahead of itself, so I'll wait for the fuel burn to catch up with it. It's within the limits. But basically what I did is I swapped that unevenness one for the other. And another thing I'm doing here is monitoring the other engine performance gauges. We're making some good headway. Yeah, we're moving across the ground. Our ground speed, even though I indicated airspeed, okay, I'm at 83% power, and our ground speed is 195 knots. Yep, our ground speed is 195 knots. Show you where I'm getting that from.
The road below is empty, just a ribbon of 2 lanes. A truck gets up the dust, disappearing through the plains. HOBAN was a railroad town, man.
So the old way, you would calculate that. So this is indicated. This is what you would get: regular, uncalibrated air going into the PDOT. It shows 133 knots, 133, 34, and when you calculate the atmospheric, compensate for the atmospheric condition, temperature, dew point, humidity, pressure, altitude, then you're moving through the air at 170 knots. Then further calculations shows that you're actually moving across the ground. Well, this is not further calculations, but we obviously have a tailwind. So this is really good. One of the things I'm waiting to do is check the news periodically to get a yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll check the weather for a low jet stream. In hurricane season, if I remember correctly, hurricane seasons, the jet stream can drop down as low as 14,000 feet. You see we're cruising at 14,500 feet, and we can go a lot higher. This aircraft has a service ceiling of 20,000 feet. Now, I pretty much operate by the rules. In order to fly above 18,000 feet, you need an instrument rating, and you have to be on the instrument flight plan. And you're in what's called positive controlled airspace. You can read up more on this. Go to the FAA site and just do a search on Aeronautical Information Manual and Federal Aviation Regulations. Those two normally are together, but they are physically separate books. And they tell you the rules and regs on how you can, what you can do, what you're supposed to do, what you aren't going to do. They tell you how you can get in trouble and how you can get out of trouble. Well, it's kind of hard to get out of trouble once you're in. but it tells you how to stay out of trouble. So the Federal Aviation Regulations and the Aeronautical Information Manual, VOR AIM. So this is pretty good. So we're booking along. That's 194 knots. If somebody want to calculate that, I know that's over 200 miles an hour. So we're getting to where we need to go pretty darn fast. And I don't have a problem with that.
Holding phase behind me. The next fix on the line. The ghost town in my logs now. I'm doing just fine.
That line you see, that's the glare. That's the glare through the window. So we're heading east, and it's about 5:30 local time where I left. So the sun is setting, and we're speeding up that process. Yep. So the sun is heading west to set, and we're heading east. So it's going to get darker. Yeah, it's going to get darker faster, because we're going into where the sun is already set. It's at some point. I remember making a trip from Hawaii to Diego Garcia, and that was something like 20 hours or so, because we made a stop. We made a few stops along the way. But while we was flying, the initial part of the flight, the sun was not setting. It wasn't until we landed to get some fuel that the sun caught up with us. The sunset caught up with us, but it extended daylight going east to west. It extended daylight, so that was kind of cool. Of course, yeah, it caused some psychological things, the jet lag and the whole works. So this is where we are. This is the multi-function display. Now, let me see what we can see. I don't know. Yeah, we're way up here and way far. But there's a rocket center. There's the Van Horn. That's the Van Horn Ranch. No, never mind, that's not it. So there's it's not a rocket center. Maybe just a place out in the desert where they launch rockets. But let me show you what I'm talking about. So we're here, and that's many miles away. There's a rocket launch site right here. It could just be a simple matter of a location where some hobbyists are out there launching rockets, and they want you to be aware of it, or not. Who knows? Now, one other thing I want to point out, I pointed it out in the last video, but this is we're on an airway, or like a highway in the sky. In this case here, Victor 22, Victor Airways, yeah, Victor Airway, and this is us. Now, we're flying along this here, and that reminds me of another thing here. For real world flying, I always tune my radio to 121.5 when I come to. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Just going to cross this over here, 121.5. Alright, and then I listen. So, what I've done is switched us. Let me show you what I've done, and then I go back to the what I was going to mention. I selected 121. Get back here. I selected 121.5 on the radio, and then I have it. I have the listening, listening, not the transmit, but listening on it. So if someone is having some sort of issue with someone, you have a down airman, fellow airman in this region. So you look and you see, as far as you can see, there's no one there. That's the right view and left view. And you're looking at this chart, and this there's no yellow. Yellow indicates populated areas. Like here, there's a populated area. And so that's where people are. That's the closest civilization we have there. And okay, here's a little speck here. But if something happens, you go down out there, you got your radio tuned in, 121.5. That's the best hope that you have. You know, you send out an emergency signal, distress signal, on 121.5, transmit Mayday, 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 and hope that someone hears you. If for some reason there's no one close enough to hear you, I hear they listen in on satellite now, on that frequency, and that's a good thing, because you're gonna need, you know, anything that can enhance you getting rescued as fast as possible. That's, you know, I'm all for that. That's a good thing for a pilot. But say you don't, you're somewhere down there where your signal is being blocked for some reason by a hillside or something, or a mountain, and a fellow airman is flying over like we are. Multiple aircraft. This is multiple aircraft fly along this route, just like what's the highway? Where's the highway? This is Interstate 10. You notice we started out Interstate 8, then it turned into 10 going further east. So just like motorists travel along this Interstate 10, aviators travel along this Victor 22. So someone's going to fly over there. Now this is wide, so you can have like 4 miles on each side, on either side, but that's still close enough. If you're high like we are, you can pick up an emergency signal. And then there's some maneuvers